Got some more bougie people. We just had the Mercedes pull up out of here. You know what I mean? We just had the Mercedes. The Mercedes attending the, you know, that bougie activism, that hipster activism, that wants to be with people that look like activists, not me. They look like activists. There's never been such a thing as an Asian American activist. It's impossible. Activists don't look like me. No, I don't look like an activist. They're gonna have the musicians don't look like me. Oh wait, they have an Asian American today. They just walked by. They couldn't acknowledge me. It is what it is. I'm not saying they all bad, but you know that they'll face a lot of. They're scared. They'll face a lot of social repercussions for getting up with the Asian troublemaker. They don't. They want to be the good Asians. All the stuff that I said made a lot of sense to the people that you saw on the earlier stream. I'm telling you right now, folks, Asian women especially are very highly rewarded for actually turning their backs on Asian men. It's real sad. She found an Asian brother. Last time she did an event here, there was no Asian brother. Now they got one because they know I said something about it. But the Asian brother they will not let on is me. The Asian brother they cannot acknowledge is me because I talk about uncomfortable subjects. I'm not saying they all bad. But why would they ever put me on the mic when they can find an Asian brother who will not say anything bad about them? Who will never... Your friends tell you the truth and want you to improve. I like this space. But they'd rather have a shill. They'd rather have someone say everything's going great, everything's fine. Even the anti-war movement is losing horrendously, even though Trump and Biden are fighting themselves to be who's more pro-Israel. Why? Because this people cannot be mobilized. Instead of mobilizing, they're convinced by fake leaders to go out and have a little protest, and then they go home and they don't vote for anything. And the third party, I'm sorry to say, Joe Stein and Cornel West, even if they get elected, they're in with the gatekeepers. I'm sorry to say. They are also silencing war victims like myself. We're out here for another hour. I'm gonna keep talking about it because I can't believe they had an anti-war event in my office, by my office, without including me. This is amazing. What? Yo, there's no way, folks. There is no way. This is ridiculous. History is rewritten to serve those with power, and those who are not acknowledged are those who suffer the most. The suffering of Korean Americans has not been acknowledged by this country. That doesn't mean we never suffered. Homeless at the age of 16 in the country, not in the city. Being homeless in the city is mad easy. I was homeless up around Buffalo. You'll wait 1 hour for the bus. The bus will pass right by you. Between one house and the next house, it could be half an hour to an hour's walk. You freezing cold, you got nothing to eat. You're trying to get to that next house, and shit, if it's too late, you just gotta crawl in that garage and like somehow survive the night. But because there's no acknowledgement of Asian American suffering, because there's no acknowledgement of how Korean Americans have suffered, even though we survived a fucking war, even though we starved like Ethiopia, no one's saying for us. You can see the pictures right there, which the media won't show you. They got a lot of black people believing that we're the bad guys. But we never made black people slaves, did we? But when it's time for the LA riots, the black people are pointing at us. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King talked about Asia and the war going on in our country. What about today's civil rights leaders? Why'd they stop talking about us? Because the white people filled their head with a bunch of nonsense and lies. The Palestinian movement, once again. You're going to be hard to find a Korean American that supports Israel. It's going to be real hard. You know why? Because after World War II, they came to our country too and decided who was in charge. I've had events with Haitians, Kenyans. We're going to find the Congo people and put them on real soon. Shout out to Namibia, shout out to Eritrea. Even the black people here don't know about the Congo. That's how bad it is. What's up? You got time to listen about the anti-war activism and about how it's being manipulated? It just takes a minute, yeah? I really appreciate it. Why is the anti-war movement not allowed to win? No, it's okay. Go ahead, man. All right, so some people got time. Look, our priorities cannot be their priorities once again, right? I'm not saying that. Some people did listen. Some people just ain't got time. It is what it is. They got a more interest. They got a beautiful life to lead, right? Yeah. They haven't seen the suffering like me, so why would they be? They shouldn't be. They shouldn't have the same priorities. It's impossible. I'm not mad at that. What I am saying though is when you have an anti-war activist event and war victims are not included, and it's just a bunch of celebrities and pretty people and artists who haven't been personally affected, you're gonna have something's gonna happen there, and certain messages will not be heard. And and then the movement will be allowed to fail because oh shucks, I tried. I didn't listen to the actual victim, but you know I was given this as a way to help save that country and those people. So that's what I did. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, well, it's too bad. I tried though. I appreciate the people that tried, but if the people who are the victims of the war are not included, it's set up by the people who's winning that war to make sure that the people who's actually trying to defeat the bullshit can never win. And make sure that the priorities align with the status quo. It's okay to have a rally with thousands of people because y'all still losing your elections. Who are you rallying for? To be heard by the elected officials when they won an election because y'all were not mobilized? Because y'all were convinced by fakes that have been raised to leadership in your organizations? Because look at the emasculation going on in the anti-war movement. Type in NYCPYM, New York Palestine Youth Movement. Type in AMP New Jersey, and ask yourself, is this society, was that culture feminized? Is that all female? Like, well, why are all the leaders? I'm not saying women should be a part of it, but they shouldn't replace us. Certain people are putting them in charge. Ain't God believe me? What's up, brother? You got this moment to listen about anti-war activism? I really appreciate you. You're the first Asian American today, brother. No Asian Americans have had time to listen to my message. Only blacks and whites. What's up with that? What's up, brother? You guys can listen about anti-war activism. I really appreciate it. Just takes a second. Yo, really appreciate it. So check it out, man. Anti-war activist movements, right, like this one, and I support Palestine, by the way. The thing is that you can see that there's a bunch of millionaires over here, like Noam Chomsky, Joe Stein, and Neil Benjamin. There's not even Russians or Ukrainians. Not even white war victims are allowed to participate. They monopolize the war movement for their own benefit and for their own profit. Look at this over here. Thousands of students here at Columbia University. It sounds like a good thing, right? Some of the actions allowed to succeed, others are forced to fail. You can look at the actual election. Even though thousands of students are here, the only candidate, Michael Lasher, you can see Columbia University is right there in this district, right? He's the one who won the race, even though he's the only pro-Israel Solidarity PAC candidate. By keeping the anti-war community focused on certain parts of the fight, they ensure failure at certain crucial points of the fight to make sure that anti-war cannot occur. That's why you need war victims like myself to be involved in the activism to make sure that this does not happen. I've been working on this. Anybody who says I'm Zionist, right? I'm not saying that there are some issues that Jews experience in Arab countries that should be acknowledged as well. I'm not saying it's all one side. It's not as simple as people like to put it. But I've been working on this issue for a long time, and no one else in there, I bet, can show my body of work. Just so you know, the Namibians, you see 1918, the second Reich, you know, they actually had a genocide of Africa, but we don't talk about them because they're black. We could be putting together Namibians and Palestinians and Congos who are having a genocide right now, and Koreans. But why aren't those communities getting together? Because people at the top like this right here are preventing us from working together to make sure that the activism fails over and over again. Here's actually something called the Asian American curriculum. The Palestinian Americans are Asian Americans too. Edward Said actually invented the term Oriental and Orientalism. That's what we call it. Oh, you already know that?
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's awesome. Okay, that's dope. Most people don't know that. Just so you know, if you do a search, PALEST, and it's called the Hidden Voices curriculum, which is mandatory in New York State, there is no mention of the word Palestine or Palestine. They bring a race from history. The short game is to keep them involved in this stuff, but the long game is set for them to lose, you see? But I'm not allowed to talk at events like this. Isn't that weird? I have an office
You are anyway.
I have an office here. I'm actually, look, maybe it's also because I also help people with addictions, so. Look at my body of work though, but I'm also one of the longest position men in New York. This is just my work in the anti-war event. Okay. I have presidential U.S. candidate debates. And if you're an artist, I also promote over 100 street artists, including guy right to this day play 5 gallon drums, featuring Mariah Carey's video. So if you want to link up with me, I have a lot of political and artist networks.
I gotta go right now.
Hey, I appreciate you listening though.
Griffin.
Thanks, Griffin. That's my card. Hit me up, man. Thank you so much. Some people do got time once again, yeah? So, one love, yeah? We'll see if anything happens of it, but once again, a white person was the first person to stop here today. So, for all the people out there that's going to be anti-white, y'all need to really rethink that. We got a lot of allies. We're being manipulated against each other. I'm sorry to say that the thing is that I don't think that necessarily being white is the problem, but the fact is that there's a certain demographic, like numbers, that people who are, you know, there's bad people in all the races, but they're taking advantage of this stuff in a certain way. Oh, shout out to One Live TV, yeah? Yeah, I'm out here talking the talk. I'm out here going berserk. It is beautiful weather. Thank God it's not too much hotter, yeah? Talking that real talk, yeah? This is real, folks. This is why the anti-war activism is forced to fail over and over again, because it's controlled, yeah? This is garbage, yeah? That's why my whole work focuses on the little people that are left behind, because I'm telling you, this is not something new. This is not something with the Palestine movement. This exclusion of war victims has been going on since the beginning. This exclusion of war victims has been going on since day one. Right? Bob Dylan, these people over here, right? Yeah. They should be part of it, but they're excluding other people. Kenny Rogers, I'm not saying he's bad, right? Yeah, but the industry executives who set this event up, this We Are the World event, it was exposed later on. So folks, are we going to have an Asian American come by today? That would be nice. Asian Americans don't have a lot of solidarity. That's why you don't hear like an Asian American, like when a black person calls for a boycott, sometimes black people will follow suit and help them out. When have you heard about Asian Americans calling for a boycott and then other Asians helping out? By the way, I am going to help out. I'm visiting at Rikers Island on the 11th. We visited Stephen Lee, who got me right next to Serpico, for his work in actually reviewing police accountability at the Flushing Police Department. We also visiting John Ong, who was locked up for 2.5 years, based off of someone was peeing on his building. They beat him up. Then they came back and he went to his house, got his sword and chopped him up. I mean, he didn't really chop him, he just like gashed the arm open. The guy got 2.5 years. I'm telling you that they're making us victims because we don't have political power. And Asian Americans is not really, Chinese people have been, they say the hammer that sticks out gets the nail. Their culture is to put their head down. But Koreans, our culture is to rise the fuck up. Look at it. Yeah, Koreans we've maintained our ethnic identity through 5 millennia of Chinese imperialism. When the Vietnamese too. This is not acknowledged by people like this. So a lot of times you're going to find them moving in, right? Yeah, replacement Asian American activists. What's up, brother? You guys time to listen to about the truth about anti-war activism? Just the way that the entertainment industry is controlled, I'm telling you the anti-war activism is controlled. And gatekeepers are preventing real activists from taking forward. They're allowing the rallies to occur, but they do not allow the mobilization so that we actually win the elections. right? They just threatened Biden, oh, you're not going to win because this. They couldn't even stop at the state assembly district where Columbia University is. They couldn't even stop Michael Lasher from winning his race. The only candidate supported by the pro-Israel Solidarity PAC. You must be kidding me. I'm telling you right now that it's Colombians right there. The professors are in league with the BS. What's up?
Hey, how you doing?
What's up?
So,
Yeah.
did you want to, I was unclear about what you wanted to, if you wanted to participate in?
I'm live streaming. I'm gonna shut off the live stream.
Oh,
I respect
okay.
you. No, stop this right now. Okay. So I'm stopping it. Am I stopping the streaming? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
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 Look.